I am Peter Snow, a priest of the Episcopal Church. I'm retired, and that has resulted in me having to sit in congregations and listen to other clergy conduct services, and I have been able to see from the congregation's point of view what it is like to be present in the Eucharist rather than be the celebrant or clergy. This is a wonderful way of conveying to people the very essence of what we as Episcopalians experience and believe. And over the years I've made rules for myself so that I would not be tempted to marginalize the experience of the Eucharist for members of the congregation. And the first one is the Eucharist is the people's moment. And it doesn't matter how long the service is going to take. I don't shortchange the Eucharist. If I need to cut the sermon, I cut the sermon. If I need to cut the prayers, I cut the prayer. But I don't shortchange the Eucharist in order to squeeze it in for my convenience. It's the people's moment. It belongs to them. I must take time over this part of the service, not hurrying it, nor shortening it because I've preached too long, or the peace went too long, or the prayers went too long. I may not shorten this part of the service for my convenience. This gets to the heart of the matter. The words of institution are words of invitation from the Christ himself to the people sitting in the congregation, and they're uttered in the here and now. We as clergy, we as priests celebrating, get to utter those words. But they're not our words, it's not our invitation. It is the invitation of the Christ echoing down the centuries. These are the words that those people need to hear. This is why they are here. Look at the people, because the invitation is to the people. And for a moment, I speak for Christ. I speak the words of invitation. This is my body which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. These are the words of invitation for the people. And so I must make eye contact. I must make sure they hear and can understand the words. I've got to present it to them so that they are able to hear it for themselves. Not as an invitation from me, but an invitation for the Christ. But these moments, the moment of blessing, the moment of the pronouncing absolution, and this moment of saying the words of invitation, the words of consecration of the Eucharist, this is the job that we are specifically ordained to do. The next part of the issue is praying every prayer. And here we come to the Lord's Prayer at the end of the consecration. And it is a prayer that we all know. The temptation is to rattle it off just to prove you know it. But no, stop. This is our Lord's Prayer. This is an incredible expression of a prayer that is for all of us. It starts with we. It starts with our Father. And that doesn't leave anybody out. This is a prayer for the world. This is a prayer for our communities. This is a prayer for us, not me. And therefore you have to educate your people to say this prayer for that reason. To say it slowly so they can pray every phrase. Take time. This is our Lord's Prayer. When people come up to receive the communion, I must provide a moment for them as they reach out in assent for the bread and wine. These are their sacred moments. I've celebrated the Eucharist at 16,000 feet in the snow up in the Himalayas. I have celebrated the Eucharist at the bottom of the Grand Canyon in Red Wall Cavern. I have celebrated in the fields, in the mountains, in churches and cathedrals. But it's never different. This is still the Lord's business, not mine. It is the Lord's doing, not mine. It is the Lord's supper.